Okay, so here we are. Welcome to Saturday Morning Vocal Technique live, and this is session 159. And we seemed to talk a lot about balance yesterday. We talked about balance in the voice, we talked about the balance of a phrase, balance of the breath, balance of your range. So there is that lovely word balance. So I think, that's where we're going to start from today. In those 5 essentials, as we start to go through our routine, it's remembering that it's the basic stuff first. Okay, so whatever is going through your mind this morning as we go through our routine, that's where your mind should take you. Let's keep things simple and focused. Right, so the physicality absolutely starts first. So as you get into that physicality, start going through whatever breathing awareness exercise that you want to do. Okay, so it's just spend a couple of minutes doing that. I'll make my choice, you make your choice. Just give me a thumbs up or a done in the comments and then we'll move on. Okay, but this is you waking yourself up and starting to think about your body as being your engine, okay, your lungs, wake them up. So off we go. Ready? Couple of minutes, thumbs up, done. Here we go. That feels good, actually. My body responding quite well. Of course, because we are singers and we do a lot of singing, of course, we're using that part of our bodies, hopefully in the correct way. Right, straight into lip trills, everybody, okay? Nice and gentle, up and down fifths. Just seen another one come in, okay? And what we're going to do is up and down the fifths. And this is, of course, the first time that you engage onset by making the vocal sound to do with the lip trill itself. See how it goes. Mine's going to be a bit ropey this morning, I think. Here we go, ready? Starting here, up and down the fifth with me, and couple more. Last one. Sorry. Sometimes these chords completely evade me. Right. Now that felt quite good, and we went up just beyond the upper passaggio, so you might have felt a little bit of a kind of one of those little tendencies to push, constrict. Okay, but let's go straight back down. I noted your comment, Grace, about doing the pantings following by blowing candles. Yeah, don't forget to do the resistance one, because that's really where you start to engage the body. You get this feeling of a compression happening somewhere below the vocal folds. And that is you practicing. And then, of course, because you do it twice through and you have the release in the middle, it's the release that you want to practice. So yes, it's fine doing the pantings, blowing candles, but you must also go through that exercise, the original breathing exercise. It's wonderful. Okay, still octaves now. Here we go, still lip trills. Okay, now we're going to be doing it slightly faster. All right, it felt good to me. Lip trills are so good for getting your body going. But now we're doing octaves, and all I would say is this is where it's very tempting to push air as you go further up, or do something with your jaw. You've got to be really careful of that. And also I got distracted by looking in the garden just then, and I missed a great onset. Never mind. Okay, so, excuse me, onset felt okay, said Sophie, with the body responding at onset. It responds just before onset, right? That moment, that kind of moment where you've gathered everything together, that's where the body responds. Okay, so now we're going to do octaves. Be careful you don't drive air because it's an octave. Here we go, ready? And no eyebrows. No furrowed brows either. Here we go, and... Lean forward if you have to. Okay, that felt very good. That was a top C. Okay, I felt that I was very aware where my trouble zone is. I was not pushing air. I was treating it as a kind of, had a good sort of, another good word, buoyant feeling. Okay, these words are very important because, you know, when you acquire a great skill and somebody says, but how do you do it? And you say, well, I don't know. I just kind of, don't you? You say, I don't know. I just do something a little bit more. So with our lip trills, we're going to do breathe. I do a whole succession with the emphasis being on the reset in between, okay? Because the sluggishness that Sue might feel is a physical thing. It's not her voice. Okay, so let's just try that, okay? A nice little kind of rhythm. It'll get you used to this feeling of allowing that feeling of compression to stop, open, in goes the air and off you go again, okay? See how you do. Ready? Here we go. And... Don't push air. That was actually a top B. Okay, there was a rhythm of its own in that exercise in order to give you the new chord. So I hope you were able to keep up with me. How did you get on? I can already feel that my sort of level of energy and commitment to making the sound is on the way up. Okay, so write your comments. Really think about, you know, as you're on the way up, you've got to really watch out for what you know to be your things. So for example, as you approach the upper passaggio, you know, that is going to be a place where you will feel slightly uncomfortable in a sense that you can't be sure what's going to happen. And that is the same in a song, okay? Whether it's the upper passaggio or the lower passaggio, okay? Let's do NG hums, okay? So we're going to do, starting in D major, but up here. And we're going to just get the rest of our body now is starting to get the zone feeling. What I call the buoyant feeling, all right? You're starting to get that now. Now what you've got to do, we're starting in D. We're going to drop down the octave. And we're going to work towards the bottom passaggio, okay, which is different for us all. And what you've got to really do is make sure you don't drop off in the middle and get that kind of ropey, good word, Sue, connection as you drop. So you want to keep the airflow to the source of the sound all the time. Okay, let's give it a whirl. We're starting D and we'll just work our way gently down, not too low, although I know that Sophie's bottom D was wonderful yesterday. Okay, here we go, ready? So think about your jaw, just let it drop, and then just make the back of the tongue do the work. Here we go. And so see, make sure you're not doing anything like this. Okay. Do you see that whole movement? And Sue is inclined sometimes in the middle of a phrase to just ease her chin forward. Okay. All right. So here we go. Ready? And. Stop there. That's a bottom F. Okay, now what you're looking for there, of course, is it will happen if your larynx is really nice and open, it's floating free, there's no tension or constriction. So if you're doing NG hums like that, that's the purpose. That's the purpose. You've got a nice chance to try the onset. And also you've got the opportunity to make sure that there are no breaks or sudden dips into that lower passaggio. Okay, so it's a really good thing to do. And thinking about the 5 basics, we're still talking about what we're bringing to the table. That posture, that feeling of connection. We're now thinking about all your vibrations, right? To do with the and resonance actually. And ping. You're still really only dealing with these basic 5 things. You know, the exercises will get more complicated, can get more complicated, but if you're just interested in during the week doing a gentle sort of little bit of a go with some of the exercises, just focus on the 5 ideas. That's what you're going for, all right? That's what's important. Okay, so Sophie's saying it felt good and unconstricted, but not always smooth. Yes, a few passaggio blips on the first few ones. Yeah, and this is where you need to pay great attention to that feeling within the zone of what is really going on. It's a very simple equation, okay? It's airflow to the source of the sound, which creates vibration. And then, like David's wonderful quote, it's your job to keep that really going, okay? And then you get to do all the other stuff, the sprinkles. Okay, comments are coming in, which is very exciting, always. So now we move on then, folks, to the exercise I know you love, which is now we're introducing our vowels. So we're going to do then the next one to the next vowel, and probably will be this. Etc. I'll try and get the sequence right and give you a good heads up beforehand. But it's E, O, U. E, O, U. And you can feel in the sequence of those vowels the way the inside your acoustical space kind of adapts as you think those different vowels. E, O, U. So this is where we start to watch out for things that go on, okay? And it isn't that you want no activity in your mouth, but you do want a nice opening to let the sound go out, and you do want to be aware of what you are primarily doing is creating these vibrations down here, and they're all coming up here, and you're letting them out. So it's a directional reverse megaphone, remember? So it's going back this way. Okay, so play with those ideas as we go. So let's go on. All right, we're going to do a few of these to get through the 5 different vowels and then come back to R at the end. Okay, and see how you get on. So we're starting again on B flat major. Take my glasses off. So we're starting with and then releasing to R the first time, then E. Okay, here we go, ready? Think about your posture and next one is okay. All right, so this is just you monitoring how it's going. Where were we then? That was an E flat. How did you get on? All right, what do you notice about what you repeatedly do? These are the things that you really are going to be in your mind as we approach the new week. Next, we're going to do some more vowels, okay? So it's very important that you notice what is your habit to do with the shaping of the vowels, all right? Obviously, and the opening of the mouth, okay? So watch out. E. Think about E, not E. E. I'm still got this feeling of forwardness of my mouth projecting, inviting the sound forward. And now we're going to go into our exercises with more vowels. So we start very easily in the incremental exercise, so you get used to this idea that you do not manipulate the vowels with your lips, okay, and you're watching out for your chin. Now we're going to do E, etc. The incremental exercise. We'll just do a whole routine and see how you get on, noticing all your things. All right, so remember the basics. You want great postural alignment. You want great onset. E, 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 E. Just that basic sort of connection. You know, if you're at all in doubt during the week, or you think you're having a bit of a ropey voice day, just do a few gentle onsets. E, 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 E. And just see it for what it is. It's just your vocal folds meeting at the point that the air goes through. Okay, are you ready? Here we go, a whole sequence of the incremental exercise up the whole octave and back down. Here we go. So think about the breath going in now. Here we go, light behind the eyes. And E, let's speed up. Lean forward if you have to. Be careful here. Watch the chins. Top A, but it's very tempting to push towards those top notes and you want freedom. How long should one spend looking at one's technique? As soon as you notice that brain fade or your concentration is starting to slip or more errors are occurring, you stop. Okay, or anything like that where you think, oh no, I'm just done. Be done. Okay, but the more you think about it in small chunks when you're really focused, that's the important thing. Okay, all right, so let's just do, starting down here. E, O, E. Okay, we'll do that for a bit. And this is where you're transitioning through vowels. So we're still keeping it to the very basics, right? Because we're easing our way in. So you're thinking very much like in songs, how you are navigating, transferring sounds from one vowel to the next and feeling this inner acoustical space and the support and, dare I say it, here comes again, the collar connection. This is very interesting, what keeps coming back. Can you hear how ropey my speaking voice is? It's to do with how I'm energizing the talking. The singing is absolutely fine. All right, are you ready? So glasses off, this lets me concentrate. So just do a few onsets on the E, E. Don't sing it like E, right? We don't want that. We just want a basic vocalization. E, 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 E. And where my fingertip is, I can feel the action happening. So I don't know if you can see, but it's actually, there's my clavicles, right? And it's just up a bit there. E, 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 E. Yeah, I can feel the movement like that as I stop and start. So just worth really thinking about that. E, appreciating what the tongue shape is doing as well. E, 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 so although there are different acoustical shapes happening inside my mouth, the action, the airflow to the source of the sound is the same. Okay, vowel centering. Okay, here we go. Give it a whirl. All right, here we go. Ready? Keeping to the same sequence of vowels all the time. Here we go. Ready? And E, O, E, E, O, Okay, it's very rare that you have to go up as high as the top C repeatedly. But a top A, yeah, sometimes that does really happen. Okay, so that's a good kind of place to go. All right, so let's now push on before too many comments come in. You'll know how you felt about that. Okay, and this idea of the vowel centering, thinking about the collar connection, which we really must kind of, you know, these are the areas we really need to kind of get focusing in on, folks. So I hope you're keeping a few notes for yourself. Okay, is the simple idea of what it takes to make your sound and then to maintain it. Okay, and what happens when it goes wrong? It's usually just such basic. Okay. All right, so let's go on. Now we're going to do the other one, which is wider, still concentrating on the vowels, no consonants at the moment, okay? That's detailed work. Yeah, anyway, let's just, we will get back to doing consonants, but I feel that we're just covering the basic ground at the moment. So exercise, folks. We're going to do and then we're going to start with ooh, ooh. So you kind of hand over the baton at the end of the exercise to the next vowel that's going to start the exercise. All right, here we go, folks. Last exercise. Just go for it. 5 things. All right, Grace, if you feel a bit tired, just stop, okay? And it's no reflection on you. It's just your particular meter saying, okay, I think you've had enough. All right, here we go. Ready? Starting with E, just do a couple of onsets. E, E, E. So Steve, don't sing those E, E, E. It's not about making beautiful sounds. This is about locating the activity, the action. E. Here we go. Ready? And E. Was the top C. So that exercise, very naturally, because of the way it's written, the way it's devised, can take you up to your top C if you're wanting to kind of just touch it, okay? So just take stock. I feel so much better in here, all right? And remember through the week that you cannot go into singing your songs without a little bit of thought about your technique, okay? Songs particularly, you know, little tip here is isolate those tricky phrases. Don't rely on your backing track. Get the notes right in your head, and then, all right, getting the notes right in your head, and then thinking about the techniques, what vowels and consonants are tripping you up, and you start to work out your particular patterns of difficulty, if you like. All right, cool down. Are we ready? You can assess things as you go. I like F major because it's not as bright as G major. It has a mellower sound. All right, so here we go, folks. Our lip trills descending to cool down. Here we go. Ready? And start again. Thinking about that pigeon out there on my lawn. Here we go. And trying to relax the laryngeal muscles. Here we go. That's my passaggio. One more, should we do? Oh, yeah. That was a bottom A. If you were with me, that was a bottom A. Okay. Right, that was a really good session, folks. Hey, what's that? Sunshine coming through? I think it might be. All right. Okay, so thank you very much for your time and attention this morning. I feel really good. Sophie, I'll see you this afternoon. I think it's 2:30. Right. Bye for now, everybody, and have a lovely weekend. More next week. I'll see you later on, Sophie. Okay, bye.